Alright guys, welcome to Bali. This is my second video on my channel and today I'm here at this beautiful beach in Uluwatu and I found like this hidden stony spot which is really nice, and this video is all about my 10 life advices I wish I would have heard in my 20s. That would have saved me a lot of time, a lot of mental stress, a lot of money, and you don't get this manual out there. You don't get the manual for this stuff. So I wanted to share with you what made the biggest impact in my life, and hopefully some of you might get inspired, some of you might get something out of the video, and I highly appreciate everyone who's clicking through. Like I said, this is my second video. For everyone who's here the first time, don't worry. This format and audio is not going to be the whole video, it's just the intro. The actual video is going to be a little bit more calm, but I just wanted to kick it off in this nice vloggy style. So yeah guys, enjoy. I'm starting to document my life and I would love to see you as a part of it. So let me know what you think and enjoy the video. So let's kick it off with the first one, and that is stop giving a fuck. Oh man, what a beast. I know. We all heard it before, everyone's saying it, but why don't we just do it then? Why don't we press the record button? Why don't we upload this video? Why don't we start a new business, quit our job, start traveling, whatever? Why don't we do it? You see where I'm going here? Knowing something is different from doing something. And to be honest, I struggled with this a lot. I still struggle to this day, but over the time, I learned how to deal with it. First of all, we have to ask ourselves, why do we give a fuck? It's mostly because we are scared what other people will think of us. The problem is, it's an irrational fear that will hold us back from leveling up. Because the fear tells you exactly that there's some potential you haven't tapped into enough to experience what the outcome could be like. And so we have to realize that the pain of regret, the pain of not doing it and not experiencing what your full potential could be like is way worse than the pain of just pushing through that fear. And that's because when you do it, there is a reward on the other side waiting for you. So for example, if I avoid recording this video, I will never become the person that I want to be. And so the pain of staying the same is much, much higher than just pressing that record button. My potential outcome on the other side is infinitely higher. And also by just doing the things that you would love to do, you will attract the right people who love who you are, who love what you do, who are doing the same basically. And these are the people you really want to surround yourself with, not the haters. I mean, the haters gonna be there anyway, so it doesn't matter, but you can choose between, do I want to stay the same, or do I just do the things that I love and attract the right people? Do I want to hide myself and see my loved for what I'm doing but actually don't want to do? Or do I want to be really loved but also hated by some people for the things that really matter to me? Again, the reward on the other side is more worth than the fear. Number 2 is prioritize your health and experiment. I used to be very, very lazy in my 20s and didn't take sports and my nutrition seriously. But look, if you're not experimenting and taking your health a priority, you're leaving a lot of potential on the table. You can be charismatic as hell, you can be smart, you can be successful, but if you're not healthy, if you're not a healthy individual, people won't see you in your full potential, in your full essence. Because only your full health, mentally and physically, will unlock that deep masculine core that is inside of you, ready to be awakened. And that is what will give you the true power. But don't get me wrong, you don't have to be the most jacked dude in the room. In fact, you should rather focus on how you feel instead of how you look. Which is hard, of course, because we all want to look good, but you can fall into this trap where you base your self-worth on how your body looks like, and you will never be satisfied. So it's more about knowing your body and respecting it and appreciate that he's carrying you around your whole life and that you are taking care of it. And that of course includes also what you put into your body, the food you eat. I used to experiment a lot. I've done vegan, keto, carnivore, animal-based, but the first thing you could do is just cut out all processed stuff and focus on whole single ingredient foods. Cut out all the noise, all the bullshit everyone's saying. Just try it for yourself. But avoiding processed food is always a good idea. And that is also what made the biggest difference in my energy level, in my mental clearness, and of course in my physique. So if you haven't found a sport or activity that really sticks to you, you have to experiment a little bit more and see what gives you energy and what keeps you pulling back. For me, I do mostly calisthenics, weights. I do running sometimes, I do yoga sometimes, but like calisthenics and weights is what gives me the most energy. Number 3, start networking and become a socializer. So I always had an interest in networking with people, but only in the recent years it really clicked for me, because I was a long time shy and I was scared of negative reactions and I was an introvert, and so I didn't talk much to people. But I tell you, once I overcame the fear of the unknown, damn, this really opened doors for me. I never thought they were there. And I have some communication principles I follow, and that is be genuinely interested in the person. Ask very good questions and let the other person talk. Be respectful, be authentic, but keep your self-worth. Don't fall into that Mr. Nice Guy thing. Rather, aim for being Mr. Authentic, because this makes sure that you are connecting genuinely and you will be remembered for who you really are. And if you practice this long enough, you will gain confidence and you will gain social intelligence. So you know how to approach people in a very charismatic way. For example, me, I started very simple conversations with shop owners or waiters or receptionists. And once I felt comfortable with that, I progressed to people that I felt that had a bigger impact on my life, like potential business partners or a woman I was attracted to. So just start by having small social interactions and progress from there. Number 4, take more responsibility and become a leader. Plan a trip with your friends, do that important phone call, find solutions for yourself, and in the group, be the one that says, I'll take care of it, no matter if it's in your friends group or on a date or something. Make the statements, make the decisions if necessary. Don't just be like going with the flow and like, oh, I'm cool with whatever. No, be the one that says, hey, I really would like to go to this restaurant. Should I send you the location? And especially on dates, women love it when you take the lead and they see you put some thought into something to make it a special and unique experience for her. And look, I was bad at this. I used to handle other people, all the plans. I didn't organize anything. But once I started to take more responsibility and started organizing stuff, I not only got trust for myself, but only for my circle, and that gave me more authority in the long run. So take charge, even in small ways, because that builds trust for yourself and others, and that will give you more confidence and more authority. Number 5, say no to others and yes to yourself. Be firm in your decisions and what you believe in. There will be people that will challenge you in your consistency, because when they see you're inconsistent, it makes them feel better about their choices. So if there is a person that can convince you to go to the party where you know you actually don't want to go or shouldn't go, but you please the person, then they see you don't have integrity. You're not consistent. You're not firm enough with your principles. And I used to do this a lot. I used to please all the people, say yes to all the people, but the problem is you will lose respect over the time because you don't set boundaries. So if you don't want to do something, then just say no and be ready for the confrontation, because this is very important. You have to be in this uncomfortable situation where you're not pleasing someone. And from there, over the time, you will build that self-trust. And don't get me wrong, This doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy life every now and then, but you have to focus on what gives you energy and cut out what drains it. Number 6, learn one skill and become excellent in it. In my early days, I started cutting hair and I felt a kind of purpose in it, but I was very limited in money, in time, and in freedom. And then I switched businesses. I started working on my personality and I taught myself how to edit videos, and I started learning the fundamentals just on YouTube. You don't need like super fancy crazy experience, you just need the fundamentals to get you started. If you don't know where to start, you have to look into the future. Where do you see yourself? How should your business look like? Your time, your money. And from there also have a look at how the world is evolving. What kind of opportunities exist right now? In my opinion, the most future-proof business you can do is building your personal brand online, because there is no income cap. You will increase your network drastically, and you will also be able to express what is meaningful to you, what is important to you, and so have fulfillment in the long run. So all the skills you need to build a personal brand, you could start learning, like writing content or editing videos or graphic design, whatever. You learn the skills that you need to build your own personal brand, start providing it as a service to other people, where you get in the position to make your own money, and on the other side, building your brand along the way, which is going to be your portfolio and your network, and it's like almost your resume. And it's essential to think long-term on this, because you are building something long-lasting. A personal brand is something long-lasting. You have power and an audience to monetize or reach out or whatever, because otherwise you could end up freelancing with your skill infinitely, and then you will get into the same trap you wanted to break out from. And trust me, I've been there and that's why I'm building my personal brand now. Number 7 is don't listen to the wrong people. The truth is, most people aren't qualified to give you good advice. If you ask your parents if you should quit your job, start traveling, start an online business, they are probably not the best persons to take advice from, because they're not living the life that you want to live. So that's why you should rather listen to people who've already walked the path that you want to go, and they know the obstacles that are coming along the way and can help you with that. Also, the average of 5 is real. The people you surround yourself with should be people that make you thrive, that inspire you, that keep you accountable. And if they're not doing that, it's time to let these people go. So when I stopped hanging around with people that were up in the streets late night or ordering bottles in the club or whatever that didn't serve me, and instead hanging around with people that are hitting the gym, they have visions, they have goals, they want to start an online business, they have an online business, they want to create content, that is really where the change happened, because you will become the average of the 5 persons you hang around with. And if these people are alcoholic, chronic smoking losers, then that's not the right way, that's not your way. And your tribe is out there. You can find them in communities or coaching groups, meetups, or in the right location, in a different country maybe. Number 8, be the one with the good questions. So I mentioned this in the first point already, but this one deserves its own spotlight. We've all heard that saying, the quality of your questions determine the quality of your life. And that's true. And that goes for the questions you ask other people and also the questions you ask for yourself. So think about it. If something happens and you ask yourself the question, why did this happen to me? Versus, why did I create the situation and how can I learn from it for the next time? What do you think? Which question will lead to more growth? Sure, the second one needs a little bit more mental work up here, but nothing in life comes easy, my G. And the same goes for the questions you ask other people. Now, you can't kick off a conversation with, what are your thoughts on life after death, for example. But if you intentionally ask questions that will build up the conversation, you will start to unlock insights that will provide real value. Because asking good questions will give yourself and other people the chance to reflect more deeply. And so you have this realizations and new perspectives you can think on, and that will create the real value. And this will build your relationships to other people much stronger. Number 9 is build a good relationship with yourself. This one is huge, but it takes a lot of self-reflection. You need to know when you're fooling yourself, when you are making excuses for the things you should do. You know, it's that little voice in your head that's telling you, oh, I need to plan this first, or oh, I need to watch this video and then I get started. No, that's not really gonna happen. You have to recognize that you're bullshitting yourself in this moment, and you know it's way better to take action instead of overthinking. And having a good relationship with yourself also means the way you talk to yourself, having a better self-talk. And I used to mess this up a lot because I used to beat myself down for mistakes I did or wrong decisions which don't really exist, honestly. Because every decision you make, even if they seem wrong, it shows you that there is something that you can learn from, or something that where is an untapped potential you haven't seen yet, and there is something where you can grow. So when I started changing my perspective on making decisions and realized there is no wrong or right, I just make decisions that I think are best for me, experience, and then learn from it. So if you imagine the way you talk to yourself, you have like a younger kid that you're taking with you anywhere you go. And the way you talk to yourself, you're talking to this younger child, which is your inner child basically. And then you can ask yourself, would it help or would it hurt? Because hurting makes no sense. It's just tearing you down, but you can help, you know, you can educate yourself, you can be there for yourself, you can show up, you can show love and discipline and whatever you need in this moment. And that is really what makes the difference. You have to respect yourself enough to guide yourself forward. And the last one, and one of my favorites, is travel alone and live on your own for a while. Look, you're not a kid anymore. If someone is still cooking for you, making appointments, or doing your laundry, then you need to grow up. For example, my parents had their own business, so they didn't have really time to cook for me or do my laundry or do whatever. So I was forced to start really early teaching me all these things to have fresh clothes or food on my table. However, I had friends though in their 20s, they didn't know how to use a washing machine. So learning how to survive in this world and handling things on your own is absolutely essential, because those uncomfortable situations, they will teach you the life basics and make you more self-reliant over the time. A big bonus is also when you start traveling solo, you get new perspectives and inspirations for cultures and other people. And not only that, you get to explore yourself in a different way because you don't have the limitations from back home. So it's basically like a reset button you can press to redefine yourself without any limitations you might have. 1 year of traveling alone will make you a complete new person. It did the same for me, it will do the same for you. So that's it. 10 things that made the biggest difference for me. And even if only one tip hit home for you, that's what it's all about for me. I would love to hear which one you connected with the most and which one you feel like you want to take action on it. So please drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. It honestly means a lot for me. Like I said, this is my second video and I'm here to share everything I learn on the go. So if you're interested in tagging along on this journey, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started. Peace.